having fun? Are y'all having fun?
Fun enough to see titties.
You want to see titties? Bottles up. Let's make sure Michael ain't in here.
Yeah.
TikTok famous LaGrange woman has been arrested after warrants were issued by the Pike County Sheriff's Office.
All right, you ready? Oh my God. He's like, no, I'm in charge. He's right. He's seeing my titties.
With a lot of beads and are that it's not the
They
first.
see it often. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Along with other things, yes.
But being at like a mudding event and being in your personal pool without their parents there is the difference there. So, I mean, you know, it's
nonetheless, it's to say anything about these kids and their parents and how they're raised. If that's not, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, but if you want to take a similar case, then I still have videos on this page of her, Nina Mobina.
A Lehigh mom accused of smoking weed and then sharing porn with a group of young boys and girls.
Chris Jones is on this story for us tonight. And Chris, this story has really rocked a very tight-knit community of Traverse Mountain.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the people who live up here say that Nina Olson seemed like the perfect friend, but they say once they got to know her, they realized she was anything but.
Nina had become an instant best friend to us.
Nina Olson was eager, almost too eager, these moms say, to integrate herself into their lives.
I've never seen someone want to be my friend so much.
These parents who asked not to be identified say they now know why she was so friendly. They think Olson was grooming their children.
Almost living vicariously through 15 and 16-year-old children.
Olson, who has a teenage son, was hosting sleepovers and becoming close to several 15 and 16-year-olds. About that same time, these moms say their kids were just acting differently.
I was just trying to figure out why my son was acting a little bit confrontational.
So she took her son's phone and in the Instagram app uncovered hundreds of direct messages between Olson and 8 young teens.
She had sent pictures of minors' breasts. She told them things like they're hot, they're good looking, talked about very inappropriate sexual things that you could do in the bedroom.
Police began to investigate and say in addition to the messages, Olson even smoked pot and gave alcohol to some of the boys. These moms believe Olson was also acting as a sort of a pimp for the teenagers.
I think we counted at least 7 girls' names that were mentioned that she was trying to line our 15 and 16-year-old children up with.
These are kids that were taken advantage of.
Tonight, these parents are trying to get their kids back to normal and hoping Olson will get punished for forcing their kids to grow up too fast.
She's a creep and she deserves everything that is coming her way.
So Olson was officially charged today with 8 felony counts, including charges of enticing, also including charges of sharing harmful material with young children. Guys,
she did the same thing. She was taking pictures to teenagers, and sending them pictures of her upper parts.
I know what she.
And I mean, I personally believe that she got off very light.
Ayanna Davis, a substitute teacher at Lakeland High School, is now out of a job facing serious charges. She's accused of having sex with one of her male students, who deputies say is 16 years old or younger.
You're a teacher, you're supposed to teach. You're not supposed to be getting involved with these students like that.
The investigation began back on December 3rd when a student told a school resource officer about a video on Snapchat showing Davis and another student having sex. According to the affidavit, the male victim sent the video to a large number of Lakeland High School football players. When investigators interviewed Davis, she admitted she and the male student had sex at least 4 times, twice at her home and twice at the student's home, while his parents were asleep upstairs.
Like, girl, what is wrong with you? Did you burn through your last 5 brain cells? So she's locked up in the county jail, and I anticipate that's where she'll spend Christmas eating turkey off of a loaf.
When investigators confronted the victim, he initially denied ever having sex with Davis before admitting the two had sex 4 times. In interviews, he says he initiated the relationship when he randomly walked up to her one day. He tells police at first the two just liked each other, but says the relationship turned sexual on October 10th after a football game. As of right now, police are still working to track down a copy of this Snapchat video.
We certainly would like for someone to turn it over to us. We know there are copies out there, but they deny it. However, we've talked to multiple witnesses that saw it. So we believe our witnesses.
In a statement, Polk County School Superintendent Frederick Hyde says in part, quote, "We expect substitute teachers to uphold the same high standards of conduct and professionalism as our full-time educators." Going on to say the charges against this person are disgraceful and a complete violation of the trust that teachers build with their students.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And I want to talk about the Kylie Strickland situation, and I want to talk about the substitute teacher sleeping with the 16-year-old student, because if you've been paying attention, teachers, female teachers sleeping with students have been on a steady increase since the 2000s. So I really want to break down why there seem to be more female ELPs. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know what an ELP is, it's an extreme level of perversion. Why there seems to be more female ELPs and more females being perverted and messing with little boys than there has been at any point in time. Now, before I really break that down, I want to break this down. I want to get rid of some cap that I already know people are going to say before this video starts, okay? So let's get rid of the cap, okay? Cap number one is that young boys should be happy, because I know some of you ignorant dudes going to say that. They should be happy these women want to sleep with them. I wish women wanted to sleep with me when they was that age. No. Y'all need to stop that. It is not healthy, nor is it good for an underage boy to be sleeping with a grown woman. First of all, one of my best friends, who's been one of my best friends since high school, okay? The man she lost her virginity to her freshman year in high school, okay? He was violated at a young age. His mom used to throw sex parties, and one of the girls at one of the sex parties snuck into his room, had him eat her V-Box, and she gave him some of the V-Box. She basically took his D. She took his D from him and wrote his D when he was 10 years old. And from that point forward, he had been on the sex hunt. He had sex consistently with that girl for over a year and a half, without his mom ever even knowing. So he was having sex in middle school all the way through up. Now, like I said, my friend, she was in a relationship with him our freshman year of high school, okay? She lost her virginity to this dude. And so one day on a bus ride home, another girl came up to her and she's like, "Yo, do you know this guy?" And she said, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend." She's like, "He's my boyfriend." So she's like, "Okay, bet." So she called him and was like, "Look, if you're dealing with this other girl, I can't deal with you." So they broke up. Okay, the next year at 15, he had a girl pregnant. Not even the same girl that he was cheating on her with. So I want you guys to understand, as a freshman in high school, he was getting consistent V-Box from a girl who was a virgin before him, cheated on her with another girl, and then got another girl pregnant by sophomore year. Okay, then he ended up bringing a knife to school, got in a fight, some gang-related stuff, and then he ended up transferring school. She ran back into him last year, and she told me that this guy has 4 kids by 3 different women, and he's living with a whole completely different woman who's not one of his 3 baby mamas to this day. Okay, I had a homeboy. Okay, my homeboy used to get babysit by his cousin. His cousin had her eating her V-Box. Same situation, had him eating her V-Box out. Okay. He grew up, again, to be an ELP, have extreme levels of perversion. One woman was never enough, and he always had a problem settling down. He always had a problem dealing with one woman or trying to be in a monogamous relationship or showing love to one woman, to the point where he had 2 kids by one woman, but he ended up leaving her because he could not stop cheating. And he told me straight up, he's like, "Yo, I got a problem." And he's in therapy now because he said his problem was he felt like she took advantage of him by having him eat her V-Box when he was so young, because he was and he didn't really know what was going on, because he said he was like 9. So because he was only 9 and he didn't really know what was going on, he felt like he was taken advantage of. So now when he sees women, he just sees sex objects. All he sees is the opportunity to take advantage of them, like he was taken advantage of, and that's what affects his relationships, and that's the reason he gets around so much. This dude has done cocaine, he's done numerous drugs. So let's cut the cap before y'all even started. No, it is not good for a young boy to be sleeping with older women. And why would a young boy want to sleep with older women anyway? At the end of the day, he's young. He should be messing with women his own age. He should be messing with women with firm breasts. He should be messing with women who are virgins or who are only have one, maybe two bodies. He should be messing with women on his level so he can grow the way he's supposed to, so he can learn how to love a woman properly, so he can learn how to be in a relationship properly, so he can grow from that properly, and he can develop properly at the right stages with a woman who's on his level. He does not need to be over-sexualized by a grown-ass woman taking advantage of him, okay? Number two, that I want to get out the way, and this is more so for women. Ladies, stop saying, well, what would a grown woman want with a young man? A grown woman wants the D. She pushing P. She wants the young man to deliver the D. Let's cut the cap, and let's stop acting like women don't want the D. Women been wanting the D, and now that we're in modern times, they don't really have to hide that anymore. You see, older men, because older men always like to talk about older women, okay? But older men have their issues too. And one of their issues is ED, aka erectile dysfunction. Y'all can't get it up. Y'all be like this, or y'all be like this. So, because y'all can't get it up, young women know that young men are full of testosterone. Young men get hard for no reason. When you young and you a man and you wake up, you just wake up hard. The teacher brush your arm, you get hard. A girl in the school give you a hug, you get hard. You don't even know why you hard all the time, but you just hard all the time. You ready to go all the time. You do not have an endurance problem. So a lot of older women look at it as, this old man, he can't get it up or he can't keep it up. And you guys got to realize, everybody talks about dudes watching porn, okay? Everybody talks about dudes jerking off, but not enough people talk to women about the dangers of watching porn and buying all these toys. Women be having these roses and these vibrators and these 9-10-inch dildos, right? And they watch porn, and on the porn, these dudes have all these things to make their D bigger than any natural regular D would be. So that already sets an unrealistic expectation. Then they go out and buy these big ass 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch dildos. So they already have a stretched out V-box, okay? They already got this vibrator. They nutting 2, 3, 4 times a day. Women can keep coming back to back to back, and it does not make them tired, and it does not wear them out, so they can still operate throughout the day. So you have these women who made themselves ELPs through watching porn and through pleasuring themselves and have these unrealistic expectations. So once dudes get older and they get to the point where they have ED, aka erectile dysfunction, and they cannot keep up with this woman no more, they have one round and they like, she like, yo, you're not satisfying me in the bedroom. So she goes out and she gets her a young boy, because at the end of the day, the young boy is full of testosterone. The young boy is ready to go at all times. So she looks at it as, even if he don't know how to bang me properly, I can teach him, but he has the stamina to give me that 30 minutes, that 60 minutes that I need to get off, because I keep getting myself off with these toys, and I have this level of expectation of not just size, but how long a sex should last, because I watch all these pornos, and this young boy can deliver. So stop saying, what does a woman want with a young boy? She don't want the young boy for money. She want the young boy to come and lay the pipe, lay the wood, and lay it all day consistently, and the young boy can deliver that. I also want y'all to stop saying, what do they want in a young boy, as if young boys can't be built like grown men. Just like we have little girls who walk around here with double D cup breasts and big old booties and all that stuff. You guys act like you can't have young boys who are in high school built like this. And I know about that, because when I was in high school, I was the exact same height and frame that I am now. As a matter of fact, high school and college, I was in better shape than I was now, because I played football in high school and college. Well, technically in high school, I played football and I ran track. But in college, I played football, so I was working out consistently. When I graduated from college and I started getting money, I got a little bit fat. All I was doing was eating and spending money and stuff. I didn't start hitting the gym hard again until about a year ago, when I started this channel. So I was actually in better shape in high school and college than I was now. I was built the same way. Shoot, I had a sugar mama, and my sugar mama told me straight up, now, I was of age when I had my sugar mama. I had my sugar mama at 20 when I was in college, but my sugar mama, I used to feel bad. I used to be like, yo, you know, you spending all this money. She took me to Lambeau Field to the Packers game for the first time. She used to take me to California. She took me to Chicago. She taking me all over the place. She spending all this money. She buying the flights. She having me stay at her crib. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, I kind of feel bad that you doing all this and I can't do nothing for you. She's like, you're in college. I don't expect you to do nothing for me but deliver the wood. That's all she wanted from young Alex, was the wood. So stop acting like women have no use for younger men. Just like men look at younger women as sex objects, women look at younger men that way. And now that the gloves is off and we're in this sexual revolution and women don't have restraints on themselves no more, they're showing that more and more. Now, if you watch the second half of that video, where Mrs. Kylie Strickland was explaining why she didn't think that this was a big deal. One of the things she said, she's like, well, they've seen breasts before, they've drunk alcohol before and stuff like that, so I didn't do anything to them that they haven't seen before. This is normal and stuff like that. So you guys have to understand. First of all, you shouldn't be surprised he said that, because women never take accountability. They'll do anything to dodge accountability. So of course she's going to say anything to make it seem like she didn't do nothing wrong. But even deeper than that, she actually has the point. See, we've allowed sexuality to go so far that the line is blurred now. Like, for example, when I was in high school and girls wore leggings, girls would wear long dresses or they would wear long shirts that went over their buttocks so that they still had some type of modesty. This is when I was in high school. Understand, I'm not that old. I'm only 31, and this was when I was in high school, okay? Nowadays, women just go outside in leggings with their rear end just out. It be see-through and everything. You can see everything, and they just walk around like that. I need you guys to understand that. They just walk around like that. Nowadays, back in the day when you wore bathing suits had some modesty to it. They used to cover up your cheeks. They used to cover up your breasts. Now, bathing suits look just like lingerie. Check this out. You cannot tell the difference anymore between a bathing suit and lingerie. If you take your son to the beach, okay, your high school son or even your elementary age school son or whatever the case may be, you like, damn. This is basically a strip show. I feel like I'm taking them to the strip club. Women walk around in bathing suits nowadays that look like lingerie used to look back in the day. If my granddad, God rest his soul, he just died last year, but if he went to a beach in this day and age, he probably would have died faster than that, because he wouldn't have been able to believe how many thong bathing suits, how many nipples, how many bare butt cheeks he would have seen, because you would have never seen that in his day. Okay, so to an extent she's right, where she's like, well, he's seen this stuff before. Where she's wrong is that she thinks that she could just put bare breast in his face because he might have seen it on the internet, because he might have seen it at a party. At the end of the day, you're a grown woman. At the end of the day, you don't get to put your breast in his face, just because you feel like he's seen breast before. At the end of the day, these young girls, 14, 15, 16, have probably seen D before, but I'm still not going to come out and swing my D around in their face in real life. Okay, to these minors and think, oh, it's okay. They probably seen D before. So I'm not saying she's right in that sense, but I'm saying she's right in the sense that society has become so perverted and over-sexualized as a whole that she's like, well, hell, they've seen breasts before. What's the big deal? And that's what I really want to also talk about as I begin to wrap this video up, which is that I don't see this going down. Like I said, the amount of teachers sleeping with students has been on a steady rise and increase since we turned over into the new millennium in the year 2000. You're seeing it happening more and more and more and more and more. If I wanted to, I could do a story with a teacher sleeping with a male student every single week. And it's starting to upgrade from just slaps on the wrist to these women getting real time in jail, because it's starting to get out of hand. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, at the end of the day, we are now in the world of Jezebel. We are in the world where the gloves is off, see? And that's why I'm saving this gem for the end of the video, because hopefully YouTube's algorithm won't pick this up. But they're already trying to turn pedophilia, guys, into a sexuality. If you're paying attention to what they're doing, they're trying to make it seem like they have some type of mental illness. At first, that's what they try to make it seem like. It was a mental illness and these people needed help. But now they're trying to turn it into like a sexuality. Now they're trying to say they're part of the LGBTQ+. So you guys got to understand, what they're going to do is they're going to use straight men and they're going to use straight women, and they're going to say, see, look, they like 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and they're going to push that line a little bit slowly back. They're already talking about lowering the age of consent in some states to like 14 from 16, or from like 16 from 18 to 16 in other states. So eventually what they're trying to do is slide that back a little bit more, until next thing you know, the gloves is off, and as soon as these kids hit puberty, it's going to be back like it was in the 1600s, back like it was in the 1700s, where you starting to sleep with these kids as soon as they hit puberty. As soon as that girl have a period, people are going to start blowing backs out. I'm telling you, that's what we quietly are working ourselves towards in America. Because you also have some people saying, well, gay men don't have an outlet, because a lot of the times, because of societal pressure, a lot of younger gay men, this is what they're saying, a lot of younger gay men, because of societal pressure in high school and in middle school, a lot of them, and this is something that I hear coming from the gay community, a lot of them will mess with older men, because the older men, now that they're older in society and they don't have to deal with high school and their family and stuff, they can come out and be open openly gay. So what happened is the middle school age gay boys or the high school age gay boys, they'll sleep with the grown men who are gay because they're openly out, but they'll do it behind closed doors. So this is the whole dark hole that's slowly opening up. I keep telling y'all, we in Babylon. Things are breaking down and things are breaking apart. And a lot of it is because people have no spiritual guidance. Now, I say all the time, I don't care if you're Christian, I don't care if you're Catholic, I don't care if you're Jehovah's Witness, okay? I don't care if you're Jewish, I don't care if you're Islamic, I don't care if you're Buddhist, Hindu, spiritual, universe, God, Allah, Jehovah, it does not matter to me. But you need some type of spiritual guidance. We have a lot of people walking around in the world and they don't even realize that they're navigating the energy of the dark mother, they're navigating the energy of Baal, they're navigating in dark, lower level energies, and they don't even realize that that's what they're doing. See, by allowing women to just walk around and thong bathing shoes and with see-through leggings on and nothing covering up their prosperity, okay? By taking the stigma away from sex on all levels, we're gonna probably go back, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to like the Greco-Roman times where everyone was just sleeping with everybody. And a lot of you guys don't know the terms alpha and beta actually have homosexual origins. The alpha was the older grown man who used to literally groom and sleep with the younger beta male until he became a man, and then he would pass on his seed to a woman and then groom another younger man. At a certain point, the men were so bad to the women in Greco-Roman times that the women went off into an island and just was with themselves because they got tired of the dudes treating them bad, talking to them bad, and basically only using them to procreate. Like they were basically incubators. If you're paying attention to what's going on now, okay, with feminism, with MGTOW, all right? And I'm not going to go too much more deeper than this. This has to be a live. I'm going to turn this into a live. We're going to have a live about this so I can go really deep. But I'm going to have to do it in a way where I can hide the video. But if you pay attention to feminism, you pay attention to MGTOW, right? You pay attention to LGBTQ+. You put together the last couple of things I've just said at the end of this video, and you really look at the bigger picture of the agenda they're pushing now, I would not be surprised if we go back to the Greco-Roman times where you see kids from ages 10 to 11, male and female, sleeping with people, men sleeping with women, men sleeping with boys, boys sleeping with men, boys sleeping with women, boys sleeping with girls, girls sleeping with girls, girls sleeping with women, women sleeping with women. Everybody basically just screwing everybody. At the rate we're going, things are getting so debaucherous, things are getting so ELP. We have dudes eating V-Box at the pool. You understand what I'm saying to you? We have people who are going out and openly showing their breasts to young kids and saying, I don't see what the problem with this is. They've seen it before. We have people trying to make being a pedophile a sexuality. And like I said, I got to kind of watch what I'm saying here because we on YouTube. But I'm just trying to get you guys to think. There's a high chance we're going back to those Greco-Roman times where everybody just used to sleep with everybody and there was no holds barred. Okay, so if we're going to put a stop to this, if we're going to do it, we should probably do it now. We got senators twerking. We got senators popping V-Box for votes. We got people getting their V-Box eating out at pool parties. If we're going to put a stop to this, okay, if we're going to bring some type of shame back, some type of structural order back, we should probably do it now. But if you're asking me, I think things are probably going to get a little bit worse before they get better. But all things have to come into the end, and things will eventually get better, okay? But it ain't going to matter to me because by March, I have my bestest from Texas up here, and we'll be in our crib. We'll be engaged. We'll be getting ready to pop out some babies. So hopefully y'all figure it out. I don't know what y'all going to do, but me and my bestest from Texas, we're going to be straight. But like I said, I'm going to have a live about this, and I'm going to go a lot deeper into this because I don't want to say too much in a regular video on YouTube where I can't really hide the information. So I've just set my channel to activate the live so I can start going live. So I'm going to talk about this more on a live so that way after I talk about it, I can just private the video because I kind of want to go deeper, but I kind of can at the same time. But anyways, if you stayed this long, if you did, you caught some good gems. But if you stayed this long, I am Alex and I am out. Peace.